very much everyone for attending this rally.
Get closer to your mouth. Yeah.
I and my family members greatly appreciate everyone for coming to this rally. And today is a very sad day, and I would like to explain what happened to my brother Kyaw Din. My brother Kyaw Din is a kind, loving, and one generous person. He should not die like the way he died. On August 11, Ridge Meadows RCMP, they intentionally murdered my brother Kyaw Din for no reason. My brother was peacefully, quietly seated in a chair by his bed in his room. The Ridge Meadows RCMP, they murdered him. They shot him 3 times and murdered him in his own bedroom. That police officer turned my brother's peaceful, beautiful bedroom into a vicious, horrendous crime scene. I and my family members like to have justice for my brother, because police after shot him 3 times, but they shoot him in his cheek and also in his throat and in his chest. The way where they shot him clearly show they are brutality and hatred, because the police officer should not have used the bullet guns at all, because the one of the officers shot him with taser gun, and then it was more than enough. Even with taser gun, he could have already dead. And then the other officer, for no reason, brutally shot him 3 times to murder him instantly. It is his intention, to kill him instantly on the spot. That clearly show that he is not a police officer, because people in the community, we all know police are to protect and to serve people. They are not to murder innocent people like my brother Joe for no reason. Although my brother has a mental issue, but he was always appreciative of the police and the paramedics who take him to hospital. He said whenever police come, he will go with the police with a smile. He said, oh, if I go to hospital with the police, the nurses there take me more attention. He liked the police. So on August 11, I called the police because my brother was not taking his oral medication, olanzapine, that he take every day for his mental condition. Although he has mental condition, his condition was stable, he was peaceful, he was not violent, he was not harming himself, he was not harming anybody. So the first 2 officers who arrived said, your brother is not, his situation is not urgent. He was not harming himself, he was not harming anybody. So the police officer said they will rather call an ambulance, and they asked me to take him to hospital myself. I said that's okay. So the police officer, they call an ambulance. At the same time, I called my older sister and brothers to come to the house, and they said they are on the way and they will be at the house within 5 to 10 minutes. So I talked with the paramedics, and ambulance arrived, and I talked to the police officer. It should be okay, bro, because my older sister and brothers, they are on the way and they will be here in about 5-10 minutes. My brother and sister, they suggested the police and the paramedic, they can leave for the time being, and we can call them if needed in the evening or maybe later in the day. But then one of the officers asked me what the language my brother spoke. I said it is Burmese. Then within about 5 minutes, 2 more officers arrived. When that 2 more officers, when they arrived, the situation changed, because those 2 officers are kind of eager and insisted, they like to go speak to my brother Kyaw in his bedroom. I said, please wait, because, brother is saying he didn't like to go to hospital at the time, and if you wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, older brother and sister will be here and everything will be okay, because the older brother and sister, they will speak to him, and then brother Kyaw will listen to them. There should be no problem. But the two police officers who arrived later said, we like to go speak to your brother in his room. And then they just 4 police officers and 2 paramedics, they stepped into the house. So I was ahead of them, like in the hallway leading to my brother's room. So at the door of my brother's room, Kyaw room, I opened the door, and then I asked the brother if he liked to go to hospital. Brother said, I didn't like to go to hospital at the time. And I saw my brother has a bottle in his hand, because he was transferring sugar from a bag of sugar into bottle. So I closed the door, and then I talked to the police, explained to them like brother didn't like to go to hospital at this time. So I requested to them again, please don't open the door yet, because I am worried if you ask him to go to hospital, and if he didn't like to go at the time, he might get upset, and in case he probably threw a bottle at them, I don't want the police officer to shoot my brother. So I said, police officers, don't shoot my brother. I said, he is a good man, he's not violent, and he just peacefully, quietly seated in a chair. So police officer replied to me, we won't shoot your brother. We know we don't need to wait for your older sister and brother to arrive, because we know how to deal with people with mental illness like your brother. Even one police officer, he told me in a loving voice, we will never shoot your brother, because I don't even carry a gun. So I trusted the police. And then 2 police officers who arrived later asked me, please step by a few feet away, so because we will talk to your brother. So I trusted them, because they promised they won't shoot my brother. And then 2 of them, one of them pull out a taser gun. And then even before my brother's door was open, he aimed the taser gun at my brother's room, because I was seeing red light coming out from the taser gun. And then within a few minutes, the other officer opened his door, and then they both quickly stepped into his room, and then bang, 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 he's dead. The only thing the police officer told my brother, are you okay? My brother didn't have a time to respond to them. I didn't hear anything, any sound from my brother. I'm very sure he was seated in the chair, and then he's dead in a few minutes. I cannot imagine, why they murder him for no reason. After that, I asked the police officer near me, did they shoot my brother, and what happened? And nobody answered to me. And then they said, you now get out of the house now. So I have to get out of the house. And at the same time, everybody in the house, they asked me. So I said, I have a younger brother in his room with a little dog. So I called my brother, and my younger brother also came out with a little dog in his hand. And then I and my younger brother got out of the house, and within a few minutes, my older brother and sister arrived. And then we were not allowed to get into the house, and not allowed to see what happened to Kyaw. We don't know what is going on inside, and we asked if we can get inside and see him. They are saying, no, you can't get inside. So I tried to call a lawyer, because I think a lawyer can help me to get into the house, and then I can see my brother. But it didn't happen, because we were kept outside of the house for more than 12 hours, Only we were allowed, around 1 a.m., we were allowed back into the house. but we didn't have a chance, and we were not allowed to see our brother body. What is another thing, important thing is after they shot my brother, the police officer, they stay in my brother room for nearly 1 hour, and there they plotted against him as if my brother was violent and attacked him. They made a statement, a misleading statement, saying my brother had a knife in his hand. It was not true, because a few seconds before they opened his door and murdered him, I saw him seated peacefully in his chair with a bottle of sugar in his hand. There was no knife in his hand. And also, when the IO investigator arrived, one investigator said, your brother threw a weight at the police. It is not true. And then I saw a dent mark on the wall saying it was caused by my brother Joe. It is a lie, because I was standing just 1 feet, 2 feet from where the dent mark on the wall is, because my brother John had never thrown a weight at the police. And also, if my brother thrown it, I would have seen it and I would have heard it, and then that weight would have landed just in front of me. But it never happened. And then why I and my younger brother and another brother waited outside because they asked me to leave the house. We heard banging the walls inside the house. And it is the police officer, they are creating a dent on the walls, as they want to make up a story, brother threw a weight at them. This is totally not true. I want the public to know the truth. I like the public to know that police officer didn't act like a police. I and everyone in the community understand people need policing and protection, but that police officer who murdered my brother, he is not a police officer, but rather a murderer who is eager and cold-bloodedly murder an innocent man with mental health issue. That kind of police officer need to stop performing as a police officer in the community, because if he keeps doing that, nobody knows how many other people with mental illness or homeless people or indigenous people, color people, he will keep committing this kind of crime against those people. So that's why it is very important. This police officer need to be held accountable for the crime he committed against my brother. I like to see that police officer, I don't know his name because I and my family member requested to IIO to release his name, but they said they will release the name only after investigation is over. I really like to know his name. That police officer need to stop working as a police officer. He is not a police officer, but he is a criminal. He is a murderer. He is a cold-blooded and always eager to kill somebody innocent and harmless. That's what I would like to say. And also, I want the public to continue support with the family so that we will get justice for him. So I thank you very much, everyone, for coming to this rally. I might have an appreciation to all of you. Thank you very much.